Alright, for today's number talk, we're really just kind of preparing our mind for today's activity. Today's activity is going to be a model match. And this week, we've been practicing making and shading in lots of models. So for today's number talk, we have two different models. This is a hundredths model, and this is a model that has been divided into 10 equal pieces, and it looks like we have two of those models here. We're going to first talk about just this model. The equation that we have is 4 times 12 hundredths equals 48 hundredths. And so what I want you to do is pick two colors, and I want you to shade in 4 groups of 12 hundredths each. And remember, this should be a continual model. So I'm going to take my pen, or my color, and I'm going to shade in 12 hundredths first. So shading in 12 hundredths is going to look like shading in a whole column, because that's going to give me 10 hundredths, and I need 12, so I'm going to need to shade in 2 more. There's my 12 hundredths. Alright? The next thing I would want to do is change colors so I can see that I have a different group that's being started, and I'm going to shade in 12 hundredths again. So the rest of this row would be made of 8, because 10 minus 2 is 8, so there's 8 hundredths. This would be 9, 10, 11, and 12. So there's my second group of 12 hundredths. I'm going to go back to my first color, and I'm going to shade in another group of 12. So shading in, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And there's my 12 hundredths. Okay. And I'm going to go back to my other color and shade in 12 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So what I should have is I should have 4 groups of 12. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline those groups so that they kind of stand out like my models on my paper that I see later on today in my examples. Alright, so I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to call this group 1. This is going to be group 2, group 3, and group 4. So now I've clearly labeled 4 groups of 12 hundredths, and I do get 10, 20, 30, 40, and 48 hundredths. So these match. Remember, math should always make sense. Now what I need to do with these other 3 blanks is think about other ways I could write this expression. So an easy way to think about another way to write this expression is to simply flip my my factors to get the same product. So I could say this is 12 hundredths 4 times, and remember, I'm still going to get 48 hundredths. Well, that was easy. But we know that multiplication is easily related to division. So now we're going to write 2 division facts. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my problem so that I'm writing my division. I'm getting my answer. And remember, when we start with a division problem, we always want to start with our total. So if we know our total is 48 hundredths, we're going to start with that first. If I take 48 hundredths and I divide it into 4 groups, how many were in each group? Well, each group was worth 12 hundredths. So if I divide it by 4, I'm going to get 12 hundredths in each group. Well, that was easy. Let's switch that around. If I started out with 48 hundredths and I put 12 hundredths in each group. How many groups would I have? I would have 4. Alright, so these are my 4 equations that go with this model. You might see this on a test, which is why we're practicing this today, because a lot of our answers are in model form or being able to recognize multiple ways to represent one model. I'll see you back for the next problem.